This is what I was gonna say. I don't think that you should trade full time all the time. Unless you're sitting on a huge cushion of cash and you're willing to accept the risk every single day. I just find it's unhealthy. I don't know. I feel like shit when I trade all the time. But you know what helps? Making trade reviews and reviewing my stuff. Because when you review your results, when you review your stuff, you're making the effort to go there and say, all right guys, we're back to the drawing board. What did we do today? What could we improve on? And how are we going to go about this the next time? What are we doing to improve our trading? How was our decision making in the moment? How could we improve it? That's where a lot of traders don't do it. They don't put in the time to review their results. But yeah, trading's hard, man. I was thinking about this a lot. But it's, you know what, another thing is, it's very easy to overthink trading. It's very easy to overthink it. And that's why people just need to shut up and trade. You know, you could talk for hours about the psychology and about the fucking how you feel like shit every time you lose and how you don't feel good when you win. It's never enough. And you could talk for hours about the psychology about trading. You just have to shut up and trade. That's what people need to do. They need to shut up and trade and then review their trading to get better. You can't be starting to overthink it. Oh, it's this and that, and it was because of this, and it was because of that, and it was because of that, and because of this. Just shut up and trade, dude. Simple as that. That's gonna be my next video. That's why I like listening to other traders talk. The experienced guys from the floor days. They say a few good things, but I honestly think, guys, the majority of stuff you're gonna hear from a lot of these traders, take everything you hear with a grain of salt. Everything, guys. Take everything you hear from traders with a grain of salt. Because everybody views the world in their own lens, right? There was this one guy on Twitter, Stephen Goldstein. He's a trading psychologist, okay? I like some of his tweets. The more I look at tweets on Twitter of traders tweeting, the more I realize that they need to just shut up and trade. Because he'll say something like something about market makers and how you can't beat the market maker at their own game. Shut up. Yeah, there we go. So he's a pretty cool guy. He's definitely got some good stuff. Look at this. This is really good. I want to be a pilot, learn for 5 years. I want to be a lawyer, get a degree, learn for 5 years. I want to be a boxer, practice 5 years. I want to be an athlete, many years. You want to be a trader? You can start tomorrow. And he guesses why so many of them fail. Well, yeah. Okay, now, where was that tweet about the market makers? Here, look at this. See, like, this is why. Take everything you read with a grain of salt, because I don't believe this shit. Look, many of you think you can't beat market makers. This is only true if you take them on at their own game by acting like a market maker. Okay. You know what I mean? That's so vague. He's not saying anything with that. That's so vague. It's only true if you take them on at their own game by... What do you mean? Buy on the bid and sell on the ask? Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. If I try and buy on the bid and sell on the ask, for sure I'm going to get run over eventually. So in that sense, he's right. But also there's a part about trading like a market maker that there is an edge in understanding some of the things that market makers do. There is an edge in understanding that stuff, you know, like picking tactical locations, letting the market come to you instead of always chasing the market, you know. You're not trying to beat the market maker at their own game. You're not trying to beat the arbitrage algos. You're not trying to beat them, because you won't beat them. You really will not beat the arbitrage algos. Not even if you tried, because they have Q position over you. So by the time you get filled in a thin market, by the time you get filled, the market's against you. So in that regard, you can't beat the market maker arbitrage algos. You can't beat them. But you could understand some aspects of market making that will greatly improve your trading. You see what I mean? So everything you read on Twitter, it's totally subjective, man. You can't fucking listen to everything people tell you. Don't listen to anything I say either, please. Everything I say is my own opinion. And really, just shut up and trade. Is this a lifelong endeavor? To be honest, everything I do in life, I think it's great to explore other avenues, but really you have to do what you like. You know, you shouldn't trade if you don't like trading. If you do not like trading, don't trade. You have to like it to some degree. You have to like sitting there and waiting for the opportunities to come there. If you dread trading, don't fucking trade. You're not going to trade well. Why would you do something you don't like? Why are you harming yourself by trading when you don't even like trading, right? I have mixed feelings with trading. Sometimes I like it, and some days I friggin' hate it. Like for example, today I traded, I didn't make money, and I felt like crap. I went for a walk, I felt like shit, right? And I was thinking about it, I was like, fuck. Trading sucks because when you trade and you lose money, you feel like shit. When you trade and you make money, you don't feel good anyways, right? Because you made a little bit of money, big fucking deal, right? So when are you gonna feel good? Never. That's the thing. Until you allow yourself to feel good. So I used to think in terms of trading, I used to think like what I just said. When you lose, you can't be sad, and when you win, you can't be happy. That's basically like saying you're not allowed to be a human. Why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? So like I understand the whole thing about, not getting emotions involved and controlling your risk. That's absolutely true. But at the end of the day, you can't go against your own emotions, right? If you're feeling an emotion, you have to feel it. You can't avoid the emotion. You can't just say, oh, I lost money and I'm not going to allow myself to feel like shit. Well, fuck, man. Feel the shit. Feel like shit. If you feel bad, you have to allow yourself to feel bad so that way you can overcome it, right? If you're not allowing yourself to feel the emotion that your body and brain wants to feel, then you're avoiding it. You don't want to avoid it anyways. So that's kind of one way of seeing it. Let me know what you guys think of that. I'm losing my breath here. What you said before, Undead, when they lose 50 bucks, they pretend to be depressed and make a video about that. That's me. I used to be that guy. Okay, I have a lot of videos where I did that. I learned a lot in my trading career. Everybody learns a lot. Traders are always learning every single day. I don't care how experienced they are. You're always learning as a trader. Always learning, right? So one day you're gonna look back at yourself a year later and you're gonna say, wow, I was totally an idiot. I was totally a baby. I was crying about my loss that day. You look back on it a year later and you realize how stupid you were and how your problem was just so insignificant. It was just the fact that you either weren't seeing the market properly, or you were trading against the tape, or you were not controlling your risk. You were not cutting your losses. It's always the same stupid shit like that. Also, do you make a living off of trading? No, I do not make a living off of trading. Maybe one day it would be nice. It would be nice to make good money from trading. But the thing is, in order to make good money from trading, you need to risk a lot of money too. You need to risk good money, right? You need a pretty big account. And honestly, my trading recently is not scalable. My trading is not scalable. I'm not consistent enough that I can scale up my size, right? If I can't make money trading 1-2 contracts on NASDAQ, why the hell am I gonna scale up? So I think like that personally. I'm not gonna put on more risk until I'm actually consistent. And then there's that whole thing about the demo account, right? And that says I should go trade a demo account until I'm consistent. Well, I don't believe in that either. Because I think that my ability to read the market is consistent enough to be profitable. That's number one. I'll say it again. My ability to read the market on a daily basis, my ability to see what the market is doing and come up with rational ways and good ways to manage my risk on a daily basis, I'm good with that. But being able to execute the trades based off of that, that's another thing. And that's hard. And that's the part that I have trouble with. So I'm always trying to get better. So I don't make a living off of trading right now. Hi Pink Man, how are you? I trade for fun but gonna take it seriously because edge and benefits are good odds. On good days, on slow days, I don't care what they do. A lot of noise to filter out. Yeah, definitely. Thank you, man, for sharing your experience. One question: when did you become profitable and consistent? Never. That's my honest answer. I have been profitable a few months, but I never kept it. I've been trading NASDAQ futures for over a year at this point. Not consistent with it. Very hard to trade NASDAQ. I've learned a fuckload of shit though. I've learned a lot of stuff about trading NASDAQ. I could talk to you about trading NASDAQ for a long time. I could tell you a lot about the little nuances. I can tell you a lot about, how it behaves on slower days versus how it behaves on faster days. I could tell you a lot about how I approach it in certain conditions versus how I approach it in other conditions. I can tell you what tends to work for me and what tends to not work for me. I can tell you a lot about it. But am I consistent? Not quite. But I'm getting there. That's why we're here. We're trying to get better.